confirmation. We've tapped into a higher time frame fair value gap, right? So we've tapped into a higher time frame fair value gap. So what's happened here is we have broken structure and we're above the previous high, right? So we have taken out this previous high just like this. Now from here, we want to ask ourselves, let's use the Fibonacci tool to our advantage, right? How do you use the Fib tool in a simple way, a systematic way, and in a reliable way? And you do that by simply using the 50% area. So you don't need the 71 area, you don't need the, whatever the numbers are, 78, 61, you don't need any of those numbers. You simply need to understand your market structure on the higher time frames, then you need to understand dealing range. And so our dealing range right now is, of course, from this structural low down here, all the way to this structural high. So let's quickly mark that out on the charts, and this will help us determine an overall bias. So now we've come into this, and now we've had some kind of a pullback. For those who are unclear about a pullback, you want to have at least 2 candles for a pullback, and ideally you want to be looking for sharp moves and sharp pivots up and down in the market. So what I mean by that is this was a sharp move up before going down, this was a sharp move down before going up. Same here, we had a sharp move, and also same here, we had a sharp move, right? So this is what you're looking for in the market. You're looking for reversals, pivot points, but the main thing to understand is you don't force these points. You allow the market to pull back with at least 2 candles before projecting the Fibonacci tool, because I see a lot of traders messing up on this. They try to force trends, they try to force things that are not even there. You don't need to do that. What you need to understand is where the dealing ranges are based on what the market gives you. And so right now we're in a dealing range, right? This is the dealing range low, and this is the dealing range high. Again, to make this very simple, the dealing range is simply the most recent swing low and the most recent swing high. That is simply what the dealing range is. And so from here now, how can we understand where price is likely to go? So the way we do this is by understanding that we are in a premium, we're way above the 50% area. And what we want to do in the high time frame is start to look for fair value gaps, start to look for POIs, right? Very important to understand that. And so now from here, we're in a position where